Hey y'all. I don't know if anyone's on here yet. Just wanted to test it out. It's about 3 o'clock here, so we're gonna get started in about 5 minutes. I'll let people join. Just kind of figuring out these tech-ish issues.
I don't see it on here yet.
It's not showing up. Hey Bon. I see one person is on. My husband's here. He graciously decided to help me with these tech things to make sure that I can answer any comments or questions or, you know, what have you. So, thank you, honey. Did it show up yet?
I mean, I don't know if I need to click on something.
Okay, sorry, we're just getting it all set up here. There we go.
There you are.
All right, we're live. Got it kind of figured out. Just gonna wait just a couple more minutes. Somebody else joined. Hi, I don't know who you are. I can't see the comments. Can you pop in the comments and let me know who's here? Bonnie, I see you. Becky, I see you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. There's a couple people here. Steven, do you see who they are?
Not yet.
I can't see in the comments. Hey, so drop your name and tell me if you're watching. Hey Vicky, good to see you. We're just gonna get started here in a couple minutes, just waiting for people to join. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm so excited. So excited. So what are y'all doing today? Are you guys having a good day? I can't see all your comments, but Steven's going to be helping me just a little bit. And it will be recorded, so I'm hoping that if you can't catch it now, you can catch it later. I'm down here in our little soaping studio. I'm not going to give you a tour or anything right now because it's like just crazy, a disaster right now, but I just can't wait to show you what we've been working on and give you a little insight of how we make our soaps, and so this will be quite fun. What time is it now?
2:58.
Okay, just a couple more minutes. We're just gonna wait because I told people we'd start right at 3 o'clock, so I will just wait just a few more minutes. The sun was out shining and now it's kind of gone away. I don't know about any of you, but we're here in Minnesota and we have been getting rain the last couple days, so it's just been gloomy and kind of yuck out. So I'm super excited that the sun is sort of trying to peek out. Ooh, you're watching the Twins game. We don't get that, sorry. But you'll have to tell me how it goes. I love baseball. Hey there, Steven. My husband's here. He's on helping me with comments and to make sure that I don't miss anything. Well, you know, we're doing all this. It's going to be kind of a little fast-paced, and hopefully I won't take up too much of your time, but it will be fun. I see somebody else joined. I don't know who it was. Do you see who it is? No? I don't really know the whole ins and outs of this whole Facebook Live thing, so I apologize. If I missed you, just like pop in the comments and shoot any comments or questions that you have there, because that's where Steve and I will be looking. Hopefully I don't miss anything, but we will try our best. So I think it's about go time, don't you think? Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Shelly, maker here at Little House on the Homestead, formerly the Pioneer Mama. You've probably seen me in there, but as we've rebranded our little business that we have here on the farm, we just decided that it was a better representation of what we want to what we want it to look like going forward. So anyways, I'm Shelly, and I love making. This whole business started out as a simple hobby with my twin sister. I gotta give her credit, because we went to a community ed event and we just like fell in love with it. But the reason that I started making again was because my son was born in 2015, and he was just born with just terrible eczema, or what looked like eczema. And so we went down the rabbit hole with doctors and what have you. And it just wasn't getting better. And so I was trying to rid ourselves of all the synthetic, commercially made things. And so I just was determined that I had to make something for him and to help him with his skin. And so I started making homemade soap again, kind of got back to falling in love with it. And around that same time, I was working for an interpreting company. I'm a sign language interpreter. So I was working for a company not far from where I live now, here, not far from Alexandria. And the company was just kind of having some issues. And so I left there. I was determined to find a job working from home because my son was young. So I found a job working from home. I just kind of wanted to give you the backstory. So I had a job, found another job working from home, and then that company was just kind of going through some mismanagement and things. And so I got let go from that job, which was like super scary, but such a blessing in hindsight, because while they were just like letting people go, I was able to like renew my passion again for making. And so with that being said, I like scoured everything and decided that I was just gonna like take it upon myself to like make for myself and make products that I could be proud of. And so here we are. And then not long later, we bought a farm, and there's just so many good things that are happening there, and so much growth that we see there. And so we launched our soap shop probably, I don't know now, 7 months ago now, I think. We've had a couple launches. Our summer launches currently on our website. I'll drop the link in this video after we're done. But I was just determined to make for myself. So we set up our soap shop, and it's just been going really well. And I just really wanted a place where that I could teach others these skills of self-sufficiency, like, these old-fashioned skills that are just going by the wayside. And I really think that's so unfortunate, because right now in life, and with chaos and everything that's happening, like we all need skills to get us by and not depend on other people. So here we are. And so today I'm just gonna so that's the backstory, but today we are just going to, oh hi Alicia, thanks for joining. I am just gonna make a simple batch of soap. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be this big crazy thing. There's so many soap making terms and things out there that are like, you could go down the rabbit hole and search everything and scour the internet, but I don't want you to have to do that. So I'm just going to teach you what I know, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, go ahead and share this video. It will be downloaded and uploaded to our Facebook site, and I will try to pop it in Instagram so that y'all can share the love, hopefully, for me. Who else joined? Hi, Carrie. Hi, Cal. Oh, it says it won't let me watch without the app on my phone. I don't have the app. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about that. So I'll figure that out for you. So I guess maybe you need to download something. Okay, so today we're gonna just make a simple batch of soap. This one's gonna be from our Christmas line, so you get a sneak peek. I'm so excited. This is a luxury vegan soap. So it has luxury butters, it has just really great oils that are great for your skin. And you know, I didn't reinvent the wheel, okay? So this book, Simple and Natural Soap Making by Jan Berry, is absolutely my go-to. My sweet mother-in-law got this for me, but I was searching all over, and you can find recipes all over the place, but none as simple as what I found with Jan Berry's book. So today we're gonna make a soap just right out of her book, out of page 38 of her book. So I will also drop this recipe in the comments or somewhere on our Facebook page so that you can just easily go back to it. But today that's what we're gonna make. So I'm gonna put this camera down here and we're just gonna get started. You probably won't see my face, but you'll just see me making and you should be able to hear me. If you can't hear me, can you just comment so that I can try to fix whatever it is that's happening, okay? So, oh, before I turn it down, I did want to mention, like, I've pre-measured everything. Our mold is just a simple wood mold that my sweet husband made for me, lined with some freezer paper. So all of the stuff is ready, so I don't have to take too much of your time. So we have our oils that are pre-measured. We have our oils that are pre-measured, our lye mixture that's pre-measured, our essential oils, and our colors that we're going to use. And then right here, which is like my absolute favorite part, is like all these yummy botanicals that we're going to use to make our soap look pretty. Some people like it, some people don't. You just have to choose what you like and what's best for you. So there was one other thing before we get going, and I know that I pre-measured everything, but I guess I should have started with soap making safety first, right? Lye is a caustic chemical. When mixed with oils, creates a bar of soap, so it can burn your skin. So in my workshops, I teach, like, this is a non-negotiable. You have to have eye protection. It's not going to you're not going to look fabulous while you have this eye protection on. You have to wear gloves. I always wear long sleeves because the chances of something splattering on you, you know, it can happen. So that's a non-negotiable for me. And in our workshops, that's something that's required. So we just have simple goggles that are not spill goggles. You can't just have regular goggles. You cannot just wear your glasses because if that comes up in your eye, like, big problems happen. And I don't want you all to lose your eyesight. So we're gonna suit up for safety, and that means putting on our goggles. Don't I look awesome here? There's lots of other goggles you can get. I just got these at our hardware store. This is what I use. So you can get what works for you, and I can shoot some links in there. Hey Heidi, I see you joined. Thanks for joining. So we are gonna have goggles and we are gonna have gloves. I just use black nitrile gloves, no powder, powder-free. I just feel like it works. Whatever works for you, that's great, but you have to have some sort of gloves. Lots of people say, like, you should, you know, have some sort of a, you know, you could use like kitchen gloves or like dishwashing gloves, but I just feel like it really hinders your dexterity when you're trying to do stuff for soap making. And so I just use these ones. You get these at your local hardware store or whatever. So let's go. The most fun part, right? All right, like I said, I have all this stuff pre-measured. I'm gonna try to put the camera in a great place. But anyways, so how we start is I use a room temperature method. A room temperature method means that I have heated up the hard oils in this batch to solidify them. I have mixed my lye and my liquid. In my case, I chose to just use a distilled water mixture. So we're just going to go ahead and pour this lye mixture into our already heated oils. I do have to mention that you have to use, if you're using any kind of utensils, you do have to use stainless steel. You cannot use aluminum or any sort of other metal. It will react with the lye. You can use silicone spatulas, and that's just what we're going to use today. I find it, you know, quite a bit easier. So we'll just give this a quick mix. You will see it kind of turning just a bit. I don't know if you can see that here. So we'll just give it a quick mix. You can mix this by hand with a whisk. I do have to tell you though, you will be mixing for quite a long time. So what we use here on the homestead is just a quick immersion blender, and it will be quite a bit loud, so I hope that you can just see what I'm doing and you don't necessarily have to hear me. You just give it a quick pulse. You can already see how it's turning. So we'll go ahead and mix this, pulsing. You don't want to hold your finger on the lever and just constantly mix it, because you can get something that is called a false trace that sets up your soap too quickly, and then your soap won't cure properly because it didn't have a chance to go through that you know, kind of cycle of blending lye and oil. So we're just going to go ahead and pulse blend it and then stir it. Take probably 5 to 7 minutes-ish. It is kind of cool here in our basement studio, so it might take just a little bit longer to set up. We want it to get to trace, and what trace is just when the batter gets thick enough that when you pull your stick blender out of the batter, you will see the almost like cake batter. You'll see it on the top of your batter. And so we want to bring this up to a light trace so that we can mix in our colors, which is going to be like a Christmassy theme, because this is going to be one of the soaps in my Christmas line. So it will just take a minute. I apologize for the wait, but that's as is life with this. So just got to keep mixing it. You don't want it to just sit in here. You don't want to just leave your blender in here and your soap mixture to you know, kind of just sit. You have to keep moving it around. You can see that it's like already getting more almost like creamy like. This is what color it kind of becomes depending on what kind of oils you use. Like if you used an avocado oil or something like that, it would make, you know, quite a bit of a green hue. But this one is just a combination of olive oil, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, castor oil, some really great skin-loving cocoa butter, and some sunflower oil, which make just a really great bubbly, hard, conditioning bar of soap. Do y'all have any questions so far while we're waiting for this to set up? I'd be happy to answer any. Maybe you're not familiar with soap making, or maybe you're just like, ooh, this is fun. Just kind of curious about what's happening. Like, I'd love to answer any questions. I can't say that I'll be able to answer them all. Like, you know, like anything else, right? Everything takes learning. So if I can't answer it, I'll get back to you. But anyways, shoot whatever questions you have in the comments, and I will be sure to answer them. So it's getting there. I just got starting to leave a kind of a thick like trace on the top of the batter. We just want it to get to thin. We want it to be a really thin consistency because we still have to mix our colorants and our essential oils. Essential oils tend to speed up the batter, and so depending on which ones you use, I should say. But here we don't use any synthetic, any chemically made ingredients here. All of them are essential oils directly from plants and what have you. I just think it's better for your skin. I mean, like, why put more things on your skin than you have to? That's my philosophy. Ooh. If you don't hold your stick blender up a bit, it will suction to the bottom of the container, and then you'll get that really super loud noise like we just experienced. So I'm hoping, just kind of testing it here. You want to put your, when you lift your blender out to test it, when you stick it back in so you don't get air bubbles in your batter, you want to stick it in at an angle and let the bubbles come to the surface before you start blending. Otherwise, you'll have like blended little tiny spots all over your soap. Not too much longer here, sorry about that. I can't determine how long it will take. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes not. All right, we are at a light trace. You can see when I pull the batter or the stick blender out, it leaves a little bit of a trace like pudding consistency right on the top of the batter. So we're just gonna take this out, and we are going to divide this. This soap is going to be a one of my Christmas lines, and how I want it to look is I want to pour, you know, just about maybe this much into another container. We're going to divide it, and I'm going to do a swirl inside the middle of this soap because I think that that will just kind of be a little bit nostalgic. So I think that that's what we're going to do today. So I have mixed up, if you can see it here, I have mixed up a colorant of, it's a green color, it's a wheatgrass powder. So we're just gonna I have this like little tiny whisk, I don't know if you can see it, sorry, whisk right here. So we're just gonna whisk it up. I added 2 teaspoons of wheatgrass powder to about a teaspoon and a half of distilled water. You can't use tap water You can't use tap water in any of the soaps. The minerals and things in your water causes the soap batter to do some crazy things. And so it's always recommended that you use 100% distilled water. So we're just gonna mix this in just a bit. We're also going to, so we mixed our colorant in here, and we're also going to mix our essential oil. This is a blend of pine and grapefruit and, oh, let's see, what did I put in there? Oh, spearmint for Christmas. So this is just a blend of those oils. So I put half in here and half in here. we're gonna also put the other colorant, which is a Moroccan red, like Brazilian red clay, to give us a really awesome red color. So I'll just pour that in there. Just gonna mix this all in. So I'm gonna mix it by hand first, and then I'm gonna go back with my stick blender, and I am going to blend these up. Some essential oils can make your batter go super fast, and others can really slow it down. So I haven't done this blend before, so I can't exactly tell you what will happen, but if hopefully hopefully we won't have a thick mess on our hands by the end here. So I've done this by hand, I've mixed it by hand. Now you can see each of them. A little bit of a red color and a little bit of a green color. I don't know that you can see it real great on video, but once we stick blend it, so once I've hand blended it, we're just gonna give it a few quick pulses with the stick blender, going from light to dark. Just to make sure it's all incorporated. So we'll go from light to dark, making sure we tilt our blender, get the air bubbles out. You can already see how it's getting pretty thick, so we gotta get going here. Make sure you get off all this lovely soap, because it will all turn into soap. Just gonna set this aside. So what we're going to do now is cleaning up any spills along the way. But what we're gonna do now is, now that we have our two colors, we already made sure that we have our colors mixed in and our scents mixed in. We're gonna go ahead and pour it into our lined soap mold. So I'm gonna pour most of this into here, and I'll show you how I do the pretty little swirl. So you're gonna fill it, about yay big, or yay full. I'm going to go ahead, and even though I've done my due diligence in getting the air bubbles out of here, I am going to take this and I'm gonna tap it. Tap it to make sure that any of those air bubbles that are in there aren't going to, make a really crazy soap design in there. So I've just poured this right in the middle, pouring it from, up pretty high. You can see the two different colors. I know that this lighter color doesn't look green, but when it goes through its phase and it cures, my hope is that it'll turn a really cool light green. I haven't used this one all too often, so I've only experienced it a few times, so we're just gonna test it out. So now that I have my two soaps in the mold, I have it about as full as I want it. I am going to take this, the end of a spatula or whatever you have, and I am going to just start mixing it to make a good swirl, making a circular motion just like this. So when I get to the end, I'm going to turn my mold, and I'm going to go back the other way. I'm going to go ahead and get that batter off there. You can see how it's kind of setting up just a bit. It's going to get thick here in just a little bit. Just wiping off my mold. Maybe tap it down a few more times or so. So I have about this much and this much left over. I'm going to use what I have left right in here, and I'm going to pour this directly on one side of my mold. We're going to thin that out, and it's going to be the one color, the second color on the one side. So I'm just going to take my spatula here, and I'm just going to try to thin it out just a bit. Probably need just a hair more. because I want this color to be about on top of about half of the mold. So as you can see, we're just kind of waiting for it to set up a bit. My test to do the toppings is you can't, if you turn it and the soap kind of falls to one side, that means it's not ready. That means it's just not ready to be the toppings to be put on the top. So as we wait here for that to just get a little bit thicker so that we can do the toppings, like the waiting game is the hardest part, I swear. We're gonna put whatever we have left into this little Wilton sample mold. Just got this at a local craft place here in Minnesota. I got it at Joann. You can also get it at Walmart or wherever you shop. Just simple and easy, and I don't have to cut them. I just go ahead and throw them in a silicone mold and make some cute little samples to throw in with all of our soap orders. Thank you, y'all, if you've ordered from me before. I know a few of you have. So I just put these two together, just kind of gave it a light mix. And then we're just gonna pour it in here as we wait for our other soap in our big mold to set just a bit. Trying to get all the soap out of here. You don't want to waste it. Oils are expensive. Do y'all have any comments or questions? Like, does this look easy? Or where are you like, no, I don't know that I would do that by myself? Tell me in the comments. If there's any left over, just put it right on top here of my other mold. We'll just set this aside. Do the same thing that we had just done by pounding down and pounding out the bubbles. If any has been trapped, just want to get the bubbles out. Otherwise, it's just not as, eye appealing. So I'll show you with my other one, but since this one is ready and I don't have to do anything and I'm not going to put any toppings because these are just samples, I have a pure 90% isopropyl alcohol. So we'll just use that and spray that on the top, and then we'll set it aside. The alcohol helps the soap to not get something called soda ash. Soda ash is just a fancy term for the top of the soap becomes white. It kind of almost looks like your standard, I'll just wait for this, I'll tilt it up. Soda ash is kind of, just similar to what you would find in your wood stove. It just lines the top. That can happen from the humidity in your air to how much water was in your soap to, just the season outside. And while we wait, these glasses are fogging up because it's getting hot in here. But anyways, oh, it looks fun. I know, it's so fun. That's why I love it so much. And I like making for everyone. I hope that you all get a chance to try it out. Interesting. I know, right, Beck? So I know that I pulled this up, but I'm not, I know that I pulled it up, but I'm not touching my soap. I'm not doing anything that could splatter it up while I talk to you while we wait. But so we'll just give that just a couple more seconds to set up. It's not quite ready yet. If you tilt it and it doesn't hold any sort of shape because you brought it to just a light trace, you didn't make the batter super, super thick, you gotta wait just a little bit longer. I know it's tough, but we're gonna wait just a bit longer for that. So while we wait for that to come to, you know, a thicker consistency, I want to talk about the toppings. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the whole process, is just making it look pretty. Some people don't like it because then it comes off in the shower, but others are like, whoa, give me a cute bar of soap that really smells good. And so I try to appeal to everyone. So here, what we have today and what's going to go on the top of our soaps are just some outdoor, I believe these are pine, just like little pine branches. These are alfalfa seeds, little sprouting alfalfa seeds that I got at our local health food store. These are little berries to mimic Christmas-like, and I know some of you are like, don't tell me about Christmas, but it's coming and we gotta prepare, right? So I got these little berries from our little tree outside, and then these little seeds right here, these are coriander seeds, organic coriander seeds that we grew ourselves in our garden. And this is lemon mint balm, or lemon mint, that we also grew at our farm. So we're just going to use these, and I think it's going to be a fun one. So just going to put my goggles back on. Got a little bit of batter on my hands, so I just changed gloves quick to see if this is ready. Because the last thing that you want to do is get burned by this batter. I've done it. It wasn't fun. And so, word of caution, don't do it. So we're just going to test it out here. I am just going to use a stainless steel spoon, just an average old spoon, and I'm going to just pull up the batter and see if it stays, and it does. So we're just gonna do this. You can decorate the top however you want it. Doesn't have to be crazy. It definitely does not have to be hard. That's what I teach in my workshops, that, you know, you just gotta make it how you want it to make. Get it there. You can see the top. Doesn't that look pretty? I know it kind of looks orange-ish right now, but hopefully as it goes through the saponification process, and by that I mean it takes just a little bit of time for the oils and the lye mixture to set. Even though it's getting pretty thick right now, it still needs to go through that process. And so as it sits, it will heat up, and it will go through a phase where the soap log will get hard, and it will continue to get hard as it cures. So this will cure for 4 to 6 weeks, just in time for Christmas, potentially Black Friday, hint, hint. And then these will be ready. They don't go out the door and they don't leave this farm until they are good and cured and ready. So now that we have the top kind of how we want it, now the fun part comes where we're just gonna lay down some of these botanicals. And I want this to be kind of Christmassy like. So we're just gonna take some of these leaves. We're just gonna stick these on here. Tell me, if you had a favorite scent, what would it be? Do you have a favorite scent of soap, or maybe a product that you're using that you're like, oh, I just love that? Tell me in the comments. Y'all are too quiet. So we're just gonna keep putting these on here.
likes lavender.
Ooh, Bonnie likes lavender. Me too. That's going to be in our... That is going to be in our Christmas line. So if you like lavender, I am going to have some lavender gift boxes. Shop local, right? I'm going to have some lavender gift boxes for you know, the people in your life. So keep an eye out. Lavender will be coming.
Ooh, Becky likes lemon and coconut.
Ooh, that's a good one. Lemon and coconut. I can't really get a coconut flavor because with essential oils, you know, with synthetic colorants and scents, it's easy to get those because they're like chemically manufactured. But with essential oils, it's a bit tough to get those exotic scents. Well, maybe not so exotic to some people, but in soap making, it's kind of an exotic scent. Anyone else? Hey, cherry and almond with a little patchouli. Oh, that's a good one. That's a kind of a hard one to get too, but I can try my hand at it. Usually they get a pretty awesome cherry scent from, you can't just use like extracts from your kitchen because they don't hold up well with the heat. It kind of like burns them out, and it actually can like seize your soap and it won't actually ever cure. So I tend to stay away from those. So as you can see, we're just like kind of sticking stuff here and there. That sounds yummy. Yes, it does. So we're just, I know that this one, when cut, I'll get about 7 bars plus little soap ends. So I'm kind of spacing them in a way that I get 7 bars so that each bar has something yummy on top of it. Tell me, do you like the toppings? Or are you like the kind of person you're like, nah, just give me like a plain Jane bar of soap and have it good. I don't know, I feel like I'm a topping-aholic, so if you see my stuff, I just really like to make them pretty. So that's what I do. See how it's shaping up to be a really awesome bar? Whoops, sorry about that. Can you see it? Steven, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you just kind of like go back and forth and layer, you know, whenever you think that it's ready and it's done and you feel happy with that, then that'll be that. So I think that's how I'm gonna leave it. I feel like less is more sometimes, and then I can get like overly indulgent with these toppings, but man, do you blame me, right? It's such a cool bar. So that's about the process. The only last thing that we have to do is, like we did the other soap, we have to spray this with alcohol now, because I don't necessarily want the ashy top to it. It could be cool, and it may happen. If it does happen, you just go ahead and steam your soaps. Just go ahead and steam them, and that comes right off. So it's not, it's really not a big deal if it, you know, if it happens. But anyways, that was kind of the process, and that's how we make soap here on our homestead. So I hope that was helpful. This video will be downloaded and available. Do me a favor and like and share, please. Trying to get some more eyes on our stuff. So I hope that you had a great time, and I will see you soon. Take care.